So, and I want to start not by telling all the history of me and my father, but really starting from the end, honestly. And I remember that in the last month of his life, my father was quite, I would say, even obsessed to try and reach the conference, the global conference we are having once a year. And he was talking with his doctors. He was driving my sister mad. My sister was the one that managed all his healthcare activities. How do I make it? And I can fly, and let's fly with a doctor and with a nurse. But we knew that it's not going to be likely that he will be able to do that. So what we decided at the end was maybe to bring a solution here. And rather than him flying to the conference, to invite 40 experts from around the world that are going to attend the conference to come to Israel and spend 3 days with him to learn what he has to say, and then to bring it and facilitate it back to the community during the conference. You remember Alan and Eli? So I want just to share one aspect of what he said during these 3 days, which he devoted something like 2 hours to talk about. And it's quite a lot, because he could spend with us maybe 4 to 6 hours every day, not more than that, due to his health and stamina. And he spoke for 2 hours on the subject of inertia, which I found to be very interesting. Why he devotes so much time to talk about it? He referred to it as an engine of disharmony. He said that inertia is the enemy of innovation. What does it mean? It means that we continue to behave in a certain manner, even though there is no reason to continue to behave in this way. Even though we need to change, but we nevertheless continue to behave in this manner. And he tried to bring the message that we all should be very careful about falling into inertia. That we need to continuously drive for breakthrough advancement of the knowledge, and not for incremental improvements. He regarded incremental improvements as inertia, not as an improvement. I remember that he shared with us a history lesson. He said we have maybe 80 years of documented history of management, but 3,000 years of documented history of human behavior. So let's see if we can learn something from human history. And he shared with us the story of why empires collapse. Specifically talking about the Middle East. His favorite joke about the Middle East, that we are all peace-loving countries. We like a piece of each other. So as you know, the history of Middle East is a history of one empire replacing each other. And he shared with us a story of starting with the Persian Empire. And I'm sorry, where's Alex Klarman? I'm sorry, I know I'm not going to be accurate. Okay, so he said the Persian Empire was one of the major big empires that controlled the area. And one of the major reasons why they were so big is because of the strength of their army and the way they control occupied populations. So let's start with the second one. How did they control occupied populations? And we know it very well, the Hebrews, the Jewish people. They used to tell them, look, you have two options. One is to die, we can kill you because we have a massive army. The second one is that we can actually allow you freedom of religion and culture. You can worship your gods, no problem, but as long as you will be our ally. So when we call you to join the army, you join, and you're going to pay taxes. If that's what you want, no problem. And in that way, they had a massive army. They managed to have a massive army. When you read Herodotus' writings that tells about the Persian invasion to Greece, he says that the Persian army invaded Greece with an army of 1.7 million soldiers, 1.7 million infantries, and 80,000 cavaliers, which is like the tanks of today. Okay? Not many armies today are so big. Okay? It was a huge army, and their major strength was archers. Herodotus says that when the Persian army shot their archers, the sky became dark. You could not see the sun from the amount of arrows that are flying over you. Nevertheless, they couldn't beat Greece to the point that they had to fall back. And there is a story which is written by one of Socrates' students, not Plato, but the other one, Xenophon, that talks about the journey of the 10,000. And he talks about the journey of 10,000 mercenaries that fought for the Persian Empire. They fought for the Persian Empire in some internal battle and conflict that was between the Persian king and his younger brother who tried to rebel in northern of Iraq. And during this battle, actually they couldn't beat the Greece, these mercenaries, but unfortunately the younger brother who rebelled and hired these mercenaries, he died in the battle. So basically, you have a situation where the battle was won by the Greeks, the mercenaries, but their employer died. So now what do we do? So the older brother called all the generals of the Greek army to his tent, and they thought that he's going to pay them something so they can go away. But instead of that, what he did is he killed them. He killed all the commanders of these 10,000 mercenaries. And he thought that with no commandment, no force, no organization, they would just scattered away. But what happened instead is that within one night, these 10,000 mercenaries reorganized and started a journey back to Greece. Along this journey, the Persian Empire is trying to, with a massive army, is trying to beat them, and losing one battle after the other, could not beat these 10,000 mercenaries. Why it happened? Here my father emphasized the point of inertia. He said it happened because the Greek fought in a different way. They changed something. And the Greeks didn't change, and the Persians didn't change. They continued to fight in the same way they always used to fight. In what way the Greek fought? They formed the phalanx, phalangai in Hebrew, okay, which is a very strict formation of soldiers with heavy armor, so the arrows do not make a lot of damage. All the soldiers stand one next to the other with very large shields and long spears. So even when you charge with your cavaliers, you're just making a suicide. You're jumping on an armored porcupine, basically. And therefore you cannot beat them. You cannot beat them. Now the point of the story, and that's important to see, is that the Persians knew and had enough occasions that they cannot beat the Greeks. They tried twice to invade them and failed. Then they had these 10,000 mercenaries that they cannot defeat. So they knew very well that there is a problem. The real problem with inertia is not that you are caught by surprise. The real trap of inertia that you continue to behave in a certain way even though you need to change and even though you see there is a problem. But nevertheless, you somehow convince yourself, no, it was just a coincidence, or next time we can do it. Okay? So the Persians knew very well that many occasions. Nevertheless, they didn't change. Until the Greek Empire was formed. Actually, it was formed by a Greek king, but from a Macedonian king called Alexander. So I'm not going to go into all the story, we don't have enough time, but Alexander the Macedonian, he conquered all of Greece, and then he invaded and conquered all the Persian Empire in less than 5 years, I think, or something like that. He conquered all of the Persian Empire. And just for you to understand it, the Persian Empire was from north of India all the way to Africa, to Egypt and below. Massive empire in 5 years, annihilated them, because they continued to behave in a certain way. So I thought this is a moment for all of us to reflect and remember this key message that my father was so adamant to pass, and especially during the last month of his life. Beware of inertia, find the breakthrough, make the next leap of advancement of knowledge. When my father passed away, I had two major questions in my mind, real questions. It was not about the business. I knew that we have good people, enough capable talents to continue and grow our business. The major questions I had was, will we continue to make advancement in the knowledge? Not incremental improvements, but real leaps in improvements. Real leaps in advancement of knowledge. Because, my father was the driver behind it. And the next question was, is it all going to be fragmented? Are we going to have many different versions of what is TOC and where it goes with many different opinions? because we lost the, let's say, the women to me, how do you say it? The judge that tells what is right and what is wrong, what's in and what is out, right? In retrospect of 6 years, I'm at least satisfied to say that these questions are less burning for me. If I look at the advancement of knowledge, and I'm not talking only on GC, if I look at what Alan is doing and what Eli Schwagenheim is doing, and if I look at the advancement of knowledge in retail, in business innovation, the Odyssey program for personal growth, throughput accounting, this could be a massive advancement of knowledge. And it's coming from interacting in the field. It's coming from facing reality and asking, how do I achieve a major breakthrough, not an incremental improvement. And that's my message for myself, for our people, and for the world. We need to continue and confront reality and not be satisfied with incremental improvement, because I believe that was the legacy that my father left behind. Thank you very much for coming.